And as Christmas approaches, a new campaign has been launched to try and give a festive boost to those on the land. Go Country This Christmas encourages people to buy their presents from often struggling bush businesses.
Liberal Senator Hollie Hughes launched this bipartisan initiative and has experienced firsthand how drought can push a family to the wall. And Hollie joins us now in the studio. Good morning.
Good morning, Lacey.
What happened,
Michael?
What happened with you? You were in the country, weren't you?
We were. We spent quite a bit of time out in Moree, which is up in northwest New South Wales, and my husband had a harvesting contracting business. So basically that means we own the gear that goes in and harvests the crop, and you can only keep that going for so long when there's no crop to harvest. And so we closed that business up and sold our family home and came back to the city. I mean, we have some family pressures as well, but you just can't keep these businesses going when there's just no work for years on end.
Yes, so you know firsthand of what you speak, so therefore tell us about this campaign and how important is it for the contractors, the shop owners in rural areas to get a helping hand as well?
Well, I don't know if you can really help the contractors because I'm not quite sure you can get a header down the main street of Melbourne, so I don't know how effective that'll be. You could try. But with regards to the businesses in town, I mean, when we left Moree, what I've noticed and been talking to people that are there, that the number of families that are leaving, the number of businesses that are closing, and towns all of a sudden sort of start to look more like villages, which means it's harder and harder to sustain a community. And so one of the things that I wanted to make sure we were doing, both as a government but also just as a society, was supporting businesses based in rural and regional areas and encouraging people to just buy one of the Christmas presents they were already going to buy, but do it from a store that's based in a rural and regional area, buy it online, and just put some money through the town, support a family and support a small business. So I've invited all of my parliamentary colleagues to get behind it, and the ones that have so far, we're putting a list up for them. So you can see if your local MP is part of it. And
you're making a list and you're checking it twice?
We are checking it twice, and you can check it twice and make sure that your local MP or senator's on that list as well.
And so when you say you're asking them to get behind it, in what way?
We're asking them to put their hand in their own pocket because we are supporting basically...
Not taxpayer money.
Not taxpayer money, their own pocket. Not a lot, but a couple of $100 just to help pay for the design of the website, the back end. These sorts of things do, cost a little money. We're providing them with the social media tiles so they can get out there and spread the message not only to their constituents but also to the businesses they know, because it's free for the businesses to register, and we want to see them from across the country registering on the website, and then people from everywhere getting on board and buying at least one Christmas present from a rural and regional business.
When I was in Julia Creek recently after the huge floods they had earlier this year, it was the stores like the gift stores and the women's fashion stores that were the ones that really started feeling it first, because that is the choice that people have to make. If they don't have the money, they're not going to be buying that scented candle or whatever else that they might otherwise do.
No, absolutely. And if you don't have the foot traffic through town, you're not getting the money coming through the local economy that would normally be, moving through the town and supporting the families. And this is what the whole essence of living in the country is about, the community that comes together. And it's so important that when this drought is over, or as you say, the floods, because it's not an immediate recovery after one of these things. We had some amazing rain on the weekend and got some very excited people, but unless you had a good summer crop already planted, it's probably not going to be much good for you until next year.
Fill the tank. And
it'll get, to talk farming terms, it'll fill your soil profile, which will look a little bit better to plant for next year. But it's moving through that. Going forward, we want to make sure that the bookstore and the kids' store and the dress shop's still in town, so those families stay.
Where can people go, retailers and the like, to take part in this program?
Yeah, so if they go to gocountryforchristmas.com.au, that's if you want to buy a present, and if you want to register, it's all there. So very, very simple to find. And, we did Go Country for Christmas. There's other initiatives as well, like Buy from the Bush, which is, I understand, predominantly on Instagram. I haven't seen it anywhere else. And I certainly know, like, my dad's not on Instagram, but he might be able to find a website. So we're trying to make it as easy as possible across the generational spectrum to support rural and regional businesses.
And then when you go on that website, you can see the different businesses. You click on there, you can have a look what you might want.
You can search by category.
And then it turns up in the mail.
You know,
Bob's your uncle.
How good's that? You don't have to find a parking spot. You don't have to carry it across anywhere. You just turn up to your post box and there it is.
Hollie Hughes, thanks for coming in. Good luck with it.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
And keep telling those pollies to put their hands in their pockets.
Absolutely. Yeah. And they're not allowed to complain about the drought if they haven't participated.
Yeah, fair enough. Good deal.